Bentornati, welcome back to Starsector. We join Captain Zero Thompson in one of the meeting rooms adjacent to the huge refit facilities orbiting around planet Corwin. There's a conversation going on between the captain and the lead weapon engineer for the HSS Iron Dragon. And the conversation revolves around the use of heavy weaponry and especially the high explosive weapons, and around the effect that they have on opponent's armor. Now, this is my in-character explanation of actually a conversation that was going on in the comments. So let me take this opportunity again to thank you all for your engagement in the comments. I always appreciate that. So I received this comment about my choice of the Hephaestus assault gun. When I chose this, I looked exclusively at the damage per second stat, whereas it was pointed out to me that choosing a high explosive weapon, which means mainly anti-armor, only based on the damage per second stat, is not optimal. And that is because how allegedly armor works. I took a look at one of the more in-depth threads on the forums, and while everybody always say that there's a lot of complex formulas going on in the code, the gist of it should be that the higher the armor value of the target ship and the higher the damage reduction, which means the bigger the armor, the beefier the armor, the less impact any given shot has. And allegedly, a weapon that hits harder, so not in terms of DPS, but of single shot, a weapon that hits harder should make a bigger impact. Now, when we're talking about percentages, if the damage reduction is in percentage, in the long run, really the percentage decrease should be the same? Question mark? I don't know, I'm probably missing something, but you know what? I think Captain Zero Thompson is a person that is always open, but at some point he wants proof. So we're gonna try and produce proof now. We're gonna jump in the shoes of the HSS Iron Dragon main weapon engineer and try to prove this claim. So let's jump in. Let's look at the weapon groups for a second. Can we exclude the... Okay, this goes together with the heavy needlers. So I stand my choice about the heavy needlers because they are not front facing. So I'm not looking at the heavy needler as an anti-armor. Absolutely, it even says that it's anti-shield. So this is a suppression gun for me. But the choice is the Hephaestus heavy assault gun, how it fares compared to the Hellbore cannon, right? So if the claim is true, this should be better against smaller targets. So to dispatch quickly smaller targets compared to the Hellbore cannon, which should be much better at dispatching heavily armored targets. So let's jump in and run a simulation. How much armor does this guy has? 1200. It's pretty high, I would say. We jump in, we control number 3, we put 1 and 2 on auto fire, so all the kinetics and all the high explosives will be firing, but we press X for holding fire so that we start measuring from the alpha strike. Let's accelerate. Let's maneuver around the debris and open fire. Okay, this gave me a sense of how much time it takes. And simulation. Swap this for this. And by the way, in post, I will probably like find a way to calculate exactly how much time it takes. Let's put the Hellbore cannon back. Back where, damn it? Where did you put it? No, wait. No, this was right. This should have been here. Separate, yeah, together with the heavy molars. Yeah, it's okay, it's okay. Run the simulation again. Same target. Deploy. Everything on auto. Hold fire. Accelerate. Target. Okay, let's wait until we have a clear shot. Let's get in front of it and hold fire. Let's see. If it's true that the Hellbore cannon is much better at destroying the armor, we should see this thing going down quicker. Alright, let me tell you my impressions. Now, if we were talking about a ship that has, let's say, like three front-facing big slots, okay? So we were comparing the effect of like 3 Hellbore cannons compared to 3 Hephaestus, right? I think the impact would be much more evident. And I don't think in this simulation the impact is really evident. And this kind of proves my... It's not a hypothesis, it's just a feeling, okay? I don't doubt the number, I don't doubt the analysis that I found on forums and that you guys were commenting on. I believe that. I absolutely believe that. And I think you can go as far as optimize that way. What I don't think it changes too much is in most situations the time to kill will probably not change, and I think this test right now proved this point. So let me explain. The Hephaestus gun has a smaller impact on armor, but it fires very quickly compared to the Hellbore cannon that does 750 damage, but it's slow. Now, what does it mean that it is slow? It means that your target has time to move. Look at all the armor that was damaged, like if you look at the icon here. It was enough time for this guy to rotate, and so the different shots of the Hellbore cannon hit the target in many different points because the AI had time to turn. Okay? This effect would be mitigated by a weapon that fires more rapidly, simply because as soon as you are hit by one bullet, others are already coming your way. And so I don't think one is necessarily better than the other. I think, especially against cruisers, the effect balances out. Maybe it would make a sense to repeat this a bigger target. Let's try this. Let's try this guy. Same condition. 1 and 2 always active, but hold fire. Jump ahead. Lock on target. Open up. See? He's starting to rotate. He wants to rotate to spread the damage around. Okay, he is also using. He's also using its missiles. So I think we would get destroyed in here if we don't do something. Okay, this gives us an idea. This is obviously not the way I would engage a ship like this. Like, I would have launched multiple salvos of the Typhoons, of course. Let's swap again this for the Hephaestus. In the same place. Run the simulation, same target. Same conditions. 1 and 2. Okay, this time maybe I started firing a little bit earlier. I'll just vent now. Maybe we don't get destroyed. So I handle this slightly differently, right? Instead of rotating, I just vented earlier and I vented in place and then I re-enabled the shields. And of course, like, we were having flame outs and stuff. But you see, I don't think it changes things dramatically. Like, there's definitely a difference. Okay, I'm not trying to negate the fact that there's a difference. There's definitely a difference. I don't think the difference is that dramatic. Okay, so, you know, I don't know. It's I think, like, at this point, like, this level of what it is that I want to say, of optimization, I think it's up to you. Personally, I think that a weapon that is more rapid, like it has higher rate of fire, it's more useful against smaller targets. Also because the Hellbore cannon has a very slow turn rate, whereas the Hephaestus instead has a fast turn rate, so better at targeting smaller targets. But anyway, I think we were doing alright previously, and we will still do pretty good also with the that we were also doing pretty good with the Hephaestus, and we would still do pretty good also with the Hellbore cannon. So that was a nice bit of a science. Now, going back to the game proper, what's our objective? What are we doing? What is happening in here? Growth is we're almost level 7 in here, which is very nice. We have a high command, so we have a lot of defenses in here. And we are upgrading our spaceport to a megaport. It's gonna take a while. It is going to take a little bit. At the same time, if we go to command and take a look at our gas giant. Gas giant is currently building a orbital station. We are mining for volatiles, of course. We are almost size 4, which is good. What I want to do is I want to start another colony. I want to start collecting minerals, and we have a pretty good candidate in here, maybe even multiple candidates actually, in Jaresh in here. Let's... oh, I can't from here, I need to go to this map. Show system info. Right, so let's look at this planet that is very close to Hamos. So it would kind of make sense to try and settle here. This has ultra-rich rare ore deposit, +3 on transplutonic ore production, and rich ore deposits, +2 ore production. And we wouldn't have anything else. 250 Hazard rating. This guy has +1 rare ore, -1 ore, -1 volatiles. Ultra rich ore deposits in here. 225, this was 175. Let's look at this. 250, this is exactly like this one. Refanarak and Eluthian Strees are exactly the same. And we have less stuff in here, less stuff in here, but slightly more habitable. We have Ipos. Ipos is a good candidate. Ipos has ultra-rich ore, only, so to speak, 175%, but we have more ruins that we can mine. And... oh, in here we have this. We have +2 volatiles. And this is no bonuses. No bonuses. Okay, high gravity. I think Refanarak, whatever, this thing, the volcanic world, is gonna be our next colony. What do we need to make a colony again? We need a bunch of people and supplies and stuff like that, right? But we can get all of that right where we are, right at our colony, right? We can basically pillage our resource stockpiles to go and colonize. Why don't we do just that? So, how about 1,000 brave souls, right? 50,000 is the first cost. Yeah, let's get a little bit of fuel so that we also leave some in there. We're about up to 75,000 in cost for now. We want to leave a little bit of supplies in there too, and also we want some for us in general. So let's get to a healthy 1100. What else would they like? A little bit of food. We could leave some food in there, even though food will not be a problem because we have internal food commerce. So 85,000, the cost of preparations for this new colony, I think. We want to get some of these? Nah, not really. Not now. Let's leave this Festus assault gun in here. And let's start with this mission. Let's go. So, set off for Jaresh. Unlock the view, of course. jump to hyperspace. And yes, we are going there with the entire fleet, which is not super ideal. But Jaresh is really close anyway. And here is Hamos. Wait, is it? Yeah, Hamos Bespin Gravity Well. Let's jump in. And this is our station. Oh, this is IBOS actually. IBOS is here. That other planet is close to a gas giant, but not this gas giant. It's close to this one, I want to say. Yes, Rayfenarak is this one. So I was kind of working on the assumption that they would have been close, but the thing is, Ivavik, show planet info, looks exactly, well, not exactly, it looks similar to Hamos. This is Hamos. I was looking at this and I was thinking, yeah, this is Hamos and I will colonize this one. Not exactly the case. It's okay though. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. We can go to Rayfenarak, which is this planet here. What do we have here? A domain era probe. It's okay. The plan is, after we start this colony, I think we want to assemble a fleet for exploration. There is a lot to find in deep space, and especially since we are going to work towards starting our heavy industries, which also means being able to produce our own ship hulls and weapons. Well, we need the blueprints, right? Establish a colony. Yes. This is what we want to do. Oh, of course I needed 100 heavy machinery, but that's not a problem. I have 300 with me. 250%, so it's going to be difficult to settle, of course. This is just a flaming ball of magma. But as soon as we manage to do that, the riches we're going to find. Establish a colony. Do you want to call this Rayfenarak? I think people will start assigning a nickname to this planet. I think this looks like an appropriate nickname for this planet. I like how they cheer. They are so happy to be settling in hell. Use stockpiles during shortages. Of course, resources. You will not have shortages anymore very soon. I will also give you an extra 100 brave souls. I will give you, I don't know, maybe you don't even need fuel in here exactly, but you will for sure need supplies. Okay, is this better? Yeah, a little bit, a little bit. You are at this point, of course, building your spaceport. It's gonna take a second. I could go back and get you a little bit of domestic goods and organics. I think though, by the time I go back to Corwin, or even just Hamos, I could go to Hamos actually and come back. Let's see. But growth incentives, yes. Growth is still negative, but that's because access is minus 87%. As soon as the spaceport is done, it should stabilize. So let's try and quickly hit Amos again. Spaceport at hell. Construction started. Love it. So stockpiles. We don't have organics in here. So what, something like this? Oh, colony growth on Corwin, size increased to 7. That is fantastic. Alright, back at Hell. Still building. Okay, they were running out of food. And also supplies. And you'll be happy to have a little bit of this. And maybe even a little bit of this, I think. Maybe even fuel. You were using fuel. And that increases the stability. Yes. This is definitely better. And by the way, in 6 days you will be able to receive commerce. So it should totally solve this situation. Okay, alright. I think we can safely... Yes, we can safely go back in the star system and start planning our exploration mission. No, scavengers, huh? Spaceport completed. Spaceport completed is fantastic. Let's go to command immediately. Hell, my volcanic world. See? Perfect. Growth, 6.23%. Top up, 7% growth. Super nice. And in here, we start mining right away. I want that stuff. Look at that. Look at that production. Build. And as soon as the mining operation has started, we start thinking about defenses. And then when this hits level 4, so what I need to decide is if we want to also have the heavy industries, so basically ship holds production on this planet or somewhere else. If you have an idea of what would be better, write it in the comments, you know, like should we have heavy industries on Hell and fuel production on Hamos Bespin, and what else could we have on our main planet? I don't know. Maybe we could do a little bit of organics mining, even though I wasn't really going for it. Or maybe we could have a light industry on Corwin. Let me know what you think about this. Alright guys, I'm gonna end this episode in here, but stay tuned, because in the next one we're gonna go out exploring. We're gonna get in the vicinity of a black hole and maybe find something interesting. Who knows? Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Alla prossima!